Leo always felt a sting of embarrassment whenever his mom was around. It wasn't that he didn't love her, it was just her. Her hands were rough from years of hard work, her clothes were always a little faded, and her hair, streaked with premature gray, was usually pulled back in a simple, tired ponytail. She worked as a janitor at his high school, a fact he tried to keep hidden from everyone. He was Leo, the popular captain of the basketball team, the guy everyone wanted to be friends with. He couldn't be Leo, the janitor's son. His days were a carefully choreographed dance of avoidance. He'd map out the school's cleaning schedule, knowing exactly which hallways to avoid at certain times. If he saw her mop and bucket from a distance, he'd duck into the nearest classroom or pretend to get a text message, turning his back until she was gone. The smell of lemon-scented cleaner became his signal to disappear. His friends would sometimes joke about the school's cleaning ninja, never knowing it was his own mother they were talking about. The guilt gnawed at him, but the fear of social ruin was stronger. One afternoon, his friends, Jake and Mike, were hanging out at his house. His mom came home early, looking exhausted. She smiled at his friends, a genuine, warm smile that crinkled the corners of her eyes. "Hello, boss," she said, her voice soft. "Leo, are your friends staying for dinner? I can make some extra spaghetti." Jake and Mike politely declined, but as they were leaving, Leo overheard Mike whisper to Jake, "Dude, is that his mom? She looks really worn out." Jake just shrugged. The comment, though not malicious, hit Leo like a punch to the gut. The shame burned hotter than ever. The breaking point came during the biggest basketball game of the year, the state championship. The gym was packed, the air electric with anticipation. Leo was in the zone, his every move precise, his shots landing perfectly. They were down by 1 point with 10 seconds left on the clock. He had the ball. The crowd was a roaring blur, but as he dribbled toward the basket, his eyes scanned the stands out of habit. And then he saw her, his mom. She wasn't in the parents section with the other cheering moms and dads. She was in the far corner, near the exit, still in her work uniform. She must have just finished her shift. She was trying to be inconspicuous, but in that sea of team colors and excited faces, her plain blue uniform stood out to him like a beacon. For a split second, he froze. All he could think was, everyone's going to see her. They'll know. His focus shattered. He hesitated, fumbled the ball, and an opponent snatched it away. The final buzzer blared, a sound of deafening finality. They had lost, by 1 point. In the locker room, the silence was heavy. His teammates were devastated, but no one blamed him. They all knew it was a team loss. But Leo blamed himself. More than that, he blamed her. An ugly, irrational anger bubbled up inside him. He stormed out of the locker room, ignoring his coach's call. He found her waiting by the school entrance, holding a small, slightly squashed paper bag. "Leo," she started, her eyes full of concern. "I saw the game. You played so well. I'm so proud of you. I'd brought you a snack. Your favorite." She held out the bag. It was a pastry from the little bakery she loved, the one they used to go to when he was a kid. He didn't take it. "Why were you here?" he snapped, his voice cold. "Why did you have to come dressed like that? You embarrassed me. You made me lose." The words were out before he could stop them, sharp and cruel. Her face crumpled, the light in her eyes extinguished, replaced by a deep, profound hurt. She didn't say a word. She just slowly lowered her hand, clutching the paper bag, turned, and walked away into the night. Her slumped shoulder said more than any words could. The weight of his own cruelty crashed down on him. He watched her go, the pastry bag still in her hand, and felt like the worst person on earth. He went home, but the house felt empty, hollow. The silence was deafening. He went to his room and saw a box on his bed. It was a new pair of expensive basketball shoes, the ones he'd been wanting for months but knew they couldn't afford. A note was attached, "For my champion, I believe in you. Love, Mom." Tears streamed down his face. How could he have been so blind, so ungrateful? He stayed up all night, waiting for her to come home from her second job, the one he never even knew she had. When the front door finally creaked open just before dawn, he rushed out. She looked even more tired than usual, but her eyes widened in surprise when she saw him. "Leo, what are you doing up?" Before she could say another word, he wrapped his arms around her, burying his face in her shoulder. "I'm so sorry, Mom," he sobbed. I'm so sorry. I'm a jerk. You're the best mom in the world. And I've been a stupid, selfish kid." She hugged him back tightly, her own tears soaking his shirt. "Oh, Leo," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "It's okay. It's okay." They stood there for a long time, just holding each other. Later, as the sun began to rise, they sat at the kitchen table, drinking tea. She told him about the second job, cleaning offices at night, just to save up for his shoes and his college fund. She never wanted him to worry about money. She just wanted him to have all the opportunities she never had. "All I've ever wanted is for you to be happy, Leo," she said, her hand covering his. "Your success is my success." The next Monday at school was different. As he walked down the main hallway with Jake and Mike, he saw his mom pushing her cleaning cart. The old Leo would have turned and run. But this was a new Leo. He stopped, a wide smile spreading across his face. "Hey, Mom," he called out, his voice clear and proud. His friends stopped, confused. His mom looked up, startled. Leo walked over to her and gave her a big hug, right there in the middle of the crowded hallway. "Guys," he said, turning to his stunned friends, "this is my mom. She's the hardest working person I know." He took the mop from her hands. "Let me help you with this," he said. She looked at him, her eyes shining with tears. But this time, they were tears of joy and pride. As he pushed the cart alongside her, a few kids snickered, but Leo didn't care. He just smiled. For the first time, he wasn't Leo, the basketball star trying to hide a secret. He was Leo, the proud son of an incredible woman. And that felt better than winning any championship. He realized that true strength wasn't about being popular or winning games. It was about love, sacrifice, and recognizing the quiet heroes who lift us up every single day.